from the home of the three-piece combos, Pugilism Company. This is your boy, Reed. BBS. The Blackbird Sugar. What's going down, y'all? There is no place like home. Real talk. I'm clicking the heels of my Adidas like Dorothy in the damn Wizard of Oz, saying there's no place like home. Pertaining to boxing, man, there's a lot of prize fighters. Most prize fighters, in fact, they aren't born in, nor do they reside in New York or Las Vegas or whatever other noted, Philadelphia for that matter, like big fight towns. Most fighters aren't born into environments quite like that. You know, so a Barclays fight, Madison Square Garden, pretty much any Vegas casino, MGM, Caesar's Palace, or if you're fighting at T-Mobile, that's obviously top of the list. That's like a venue you want to fight at. You dream of fighting at as a fighter. But you also dreaming, especially if you're born in that non-major fight market, you dream of fighting at the crib in front of your hometown fans. You know, maybe one or two of the dudes you had your first couple amateur fights against, or dude that gave you the toughest sparring when you first started, or some dude you slept, or some dude that made you almost want to quit. You know, maybe some coach, man, every time you went against a dude from his gym, his dude was always in shape. Or, man, this coach over here, dude, he was tight on them mitts. I always wished I could have at least got with him to do the mitts with him or something. All those variables, they come into play as to why boxers in particular, they want to come home, man. They want to show, hey, I'm the prodigal son. I made good. Come check me out. Come touch me. I'm still here. I'm the same dude you supported back in the day. Recent examples, we had Jermaine Taylor representing Arkansas. Deontay Wilder representing Alabama. You know, he's now pretty much the king of Barclays, coming from Alabama. But there was a time when Deontay, you know, he made it a point to fight at home. And I'm sure he'll still throw Alabama a bone or a two, no matter how his career progresses. Back in the day, we had Michael Nunn, who at one point was considered one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound. This brother was from Davenport, fucking Iowa, of all places. But nonetheless, he made sure to show up and show out for his home crowd. That's just what that is. Not only can you not be mad at that, that's how it should be. You have to applaud that. Most recently, obviously, us here in Dallas, Errol Spence Jr., he did likewise, showed up and showed out for his peoples, for Jerry Jones, the Cowboys, at their facility known as the Star, their practice facility. And my man, Mr. Ocampo, Carlos Ocampo, maybe the last week or so, probably that part of his body that EJ touched and stopped him with, that part of his body is probably just now not being as sore as it was previously. We got the Charlos, man. After Jamal Charlo stopped Hugo Centeno, he had mentioned doing something in H-Town at the crib for his peoples. Well, now earlier today, we see a release of a social media message where Jamel and Jamal are talking about having a double header in H-Town. They haven't mentioned a date or opponents, anything of that sort, but it's just a theme, man. There's a recent theme of homecomings, and I'm liking it. In fact, it's more than like, I'm loving it. Everybody, every fighter in particular, since this is our sport, I'm being very specific here. This is our sport. They should all be wanting to represent for their peoples, man. We all we got. At the end of the day, this is a niche sport, and we're all we got. So you damn sure, if a dude from your area makes it to that world-class level, not only should you continue to support him, he should also, at least, if nothing else, mention his city and or put on shows in his home. Just last Saturday, Jose Ramirez, he tried to do likewise. He tried to follow suit. He had a show planned for his people in Fresno, ESPN there to televise, and his opponent, Danny O'Connor, had to be removed, not even in the 11th hour, in the fucking 12th hour. Shit, it was awful, man, and I hated that for him. The show must go on, and it did, but by no means was it anywhere what it should have been. Not even close. Not even close. I'm saying all that to get to the point of this weekend, this coming Saturday, July 14th, my man Regis, Rougarou, Prograis, he defends his interim WBC 140-pound title in New Orleans, his hometown of New Orleans, for all the Woodies. For the Woodies. What up, Woody? In New Orleans against Juan Jose Velasco. Velasco, he looks tough. He doesn't appear to be phased or faded, but I think he's walking into a buzzsaw. Rougarou, Prograis, like, that nickname is very fitting for him. As I stated earlier, it's like a werewolf, like a bayou werewolf type of creature. Like, think of the Wolfman, or think of Wolverine if you're a comic book movie fan. Like, that's kind of what the Rougarou was in the bayou, in the southern parts, Louisiana, Mississippi, what have you. And that's how this man fights. He attacks in that manner. So, even though Mr. Velasco, he's undefeated, I don't see any fights in America on his record. And I've been fooled before, man, but Regis Prograis, at that weight in particular, he is not to be flexed with. And I see him doing his thing. We also got, so that fight, Regis, it'll be on ESPN. Same day, we got Manny Pacquiao against Matthysse. Now, technically, it'll be July 15th because that fight will be held in Malaysia, but they're a few hours ahead of us here in America. So, Regis's fight will be on regular ESPN. The Matthysse fight will be on ESPN Plus, the streaming app. It's getting out of hand. I don't know if I like all these apps and shit, and I ain't even get into Eddie Hearn and DAZN, the app that he's trying to make people buy. He's going to start putting Joshua's fights on that shit. Like, it is what it is, man. I just wanted to basically speak on the theme of homecomings, how I'm liking it. I mean, getting back to Earl's fight, that was such a big event. As I've stated before, it was like 12, 13, 14,000 people there, but it's going to be 500,000 to 1 million motherfuckers in Dallas who will swear up and down from that night till the day they die that they were there. And they'll have their kids carry on that belief that they were there that night when Earl Spence came back home and stopped a dude with a body shot. So yeah, wrapping it up. No place like home. This is Pugilism Company, home of the three-piece combos. When all is said and done, there's nothing more to say or do. And with that, we're out. Peace.